What's up, guys? So today I'm headed to Villa Maya. Yes, Santo Domingo Norte. I'm going to go to my mother-in-law's house, which of course is Naberis, is my wife's mother. She is making lunch for me or for us. I'm going over there and get some of this good cooking, and maybe we'll talk about a little something when I get over there. I'm gonna take y'all with me. This drive to Villa Maya, I'm telling you, well, it's Sunday, so it may not be as wild as it is on a weekday, but sometimes it still gets a little congested in certain areas. So let's go. So I arrived over here in Villa Maya. So my wife always comes over here early. She make her rounds on Sundays. So on Sunday she comes over here to visit her mom and her over this way, and her dad, and they all live over this area. So she's typically over here on Sundays. Man. Hey, you see me? You see me over there? Look, at she in jail, y'all. She in the Villa Maya jail.
That's what it looks like. This is what I need to have my phone to get signal, because right here and that charging over there.
The internet horrible. So I gotta make sure that the car is parked in the right spot. All right, so I just finished eating. Whew. The food was good, and I've been trying to make changes to my diet. Like, I've cut out like sugar in my coffee. I've cut out, sweets, because I used to eat a lot of sweets. I'm a really big chocolate fan. I love chocolate. I cut that out, and I also cut out like rice. But there's no way you can come to a Dominican house and they having lunch, or they having any type of food, especially during lunch, because that's when they eat the most rice, and say that you're not eating rice. So I say that to say I reneged today. I can't have someone invite me to their house to get to eat, and then I say, hey, you know what, I ain't gonna eat no rice. So I ended up reneging and got me some rice. So I tried to kind of like cut a lot of things out, but then when I did that, I was like, oh no, I can't do that. That's too tough. So slowly but surely, I want to cut out things like, again, like I say, I hadn't eaten rice in maybe about 2 or 3 weeks now, just then. Bread and like, I guess you call it refined sugars, not natural sugars that's like in fruits and things like that, but more like refined sugars. So I've been trying to watch that in my diet as I get older. So, but anyway, man, one thing I wanted to talk about today is it takes, you see the roosters, man, when you come over here, you have to deal with the roosters, man. But it takes more than money to live here in Dominican Republic. And what do I mean by that? And why did I decide to come up and make this type of video? And the reason why is because I get a lot of comments and messages for people who are asking me, Jay, how much money do I need to live in Dominican Republic? And of course, it just really depends on the type of lifestyle you want. That would determine the amount of money you're gonna spend. But however, what I want people to understand is that money is a big part of it. Of course, the economy here is not something you want to come over here and depend on. But for me, having the money is maybe, I won't want to say 50% of the battle, but maybe 60% of the battle. But there's another battle or some things you have to concern yourself with besides just the money. So, what you laughing? Oh, the roosters? Yeah, I
You probably would say something about they just have life picking.
yeah. So we interrupt this program to bring in one of the stars of the show, and that's Presidente Light Kenya. So we're gonna sip on the Presidente while we have this chat. So basically, what I was saying is that it takes more than just money. That's like about 60% of the battle. But here's some other things that I think accounts for about 40 to 50% of the battle when living in Dominican Republic. And people think having the money to live here makes it easy. I would say having the money here makes it simpler, not easier. And there's a distinction between the two. And I say that because just because something is simple doesn't mean it's easy. I'll give you an example. And I'm not a pilot, but I believe that flying a plane is simple in theory, but I'm sure it's not as easy as, they make it out to seem. Because, I've talked to pilots, oh man, you pull it up off the ground, you get in the air, put it on cruise control, check all your gauges and stuff like that. Then you get ready to land, you pull, you let your wheels out, you click that button, you push that button, and then you land the plane. Yeah, in theory it's simple, but I'm sure it's not that easy. So that's my thought when it comes to coming to the Dominican Republic with just only money. So what else do I think people need to have besides money when they're coming to live in the Dominican Republic? And that first thing is commitment. I think you need to be committed to learning a new culture and the way people do things over here in Dominican Republic. Now, this is anywhere, if you go to another country, it's the same thing, but I'm talking Dominican Republic because this is where I live. So you need to be committed. And to be honest, this is harder than a lot of people think, especially for older people who have been doing things the way they've been doing things all their life, to come to a new environment and see that, hey, they don't do the things the way I've been doing it for 40, 50, 60 years. And it's hard for people like that to adjust. And I see people come here all the time trying to change the culture of the Dominican Republic. And I'm telling you, and I said it before, it's a losing battle. It's something that you're not gonna win. And when it becomes too much for them to handle, guess what they do? They pack up their bags and they're headed home. So listen, if you're not committed to immersing yourself into a new culture and having an open mind, hey, stick a fork in it, because you're done. And the next important one is self-motivation. And this is more for people like myself who come here who are still in, I would say the workforce, who still get up in the morning and have to do something to make income. I'm one of those people. I have to do things to get income. This is less for people who are retired, who don't have to do anything and they still get income. So, and the reason why I say self-motivation, because there's nobody here that's going to call you, wake you up, come knock on your door and say, hey, Jay, you got to get up because you got work to do. You got to make sure you take care of your responsibilities. You have to be self-motivated and disciplined to understand and learn how to manage your time, because there's no one here that's going to hold you accountable. The only person that's going to hold you accountable is yourself. And if you're not willing to hold yourself accountable, you're in trouble. With me, if I don't get up and go to work, there's no money coming in. The Dominican government is not going to take care of me. There's no Section 8 housing, no payday loans, no banks are going to give me any money. So guess what? I have to be self-motivated to get up and get out and get something. Who said that? Goody Mob, Outkast? Yeah. You got to get up, get out, and get something. So the next one is commitment. And that's learning a new language, and how to communicate using that new language can be very challenging. And I've had these battles with myself because I don't speak the language very well. And until I commit myself, I'm going to continue to have these small battles here and there that can be frustrating at times. And the next one is mental toughness. Let me tell you something. It's a lot of people that say, hey, you guys are running from America because when things get hard, you guys want to run. But let me tell you something. It takes a special type of person to leave everything that they've learned, they know, their culture for 25, 30, 40, 50 years to move to a new country where everything is different. It takes a special type of person to do that. So don't think just because somebody doesn't like what's going on in the US that they're running. It takes a person that, I'm talking about a real mental toughness. And most people who talk like that, they don't have the toughness. They get over to a place like that, they'll be ready to pack up and go home because they don't have that toughness. And kind of with what I said in the last point is that when things get tough, there's nobody to bail you out in these countries. So you have to have this mental toughness to understand and learn how to maneuver these ups and downs, these peaks and valleys, to ensure that where you stay on track and continue to live your life in these countries. And the next one is patience. I've talked about this before, so I'm not gonna harp on it too much. You gotta have patience to live in other countries, especially countries that they consider third world. Not saying Dominican Republic is third world, but and also developing countries, which that is what Dominican Republic is. It's a developing country. So a lot of things and processes are not in place. So you have to have that patience and understanding to kind of maneuver and just not let it get to you too much, because man, listen, you can pull all your hair out if you let some of this stuff that happens in Dominican Republic get to you. So patience is one of them. And the next one is, and I think it's the most important, is character. And reason why I say I think this is most important, at least to me, because that's how I judge people, is based on their character. And I know that what you do and what you say is, a lot of it is based on your character, but not all of it. You know what I'm saying? Because sometimes you can say certain things and that doesn't mean that, you know, you're a bad person, but it's the way you do it and the how you do it and how you behave, which really determines your character. Also your morals and your values. And I think character is very important here in Dominican Republic. You know, you get people who come over here, and especially foreigners, you see them, they think they're superior to Dominicans because they carry either a euro or a dollar in their pocket. You know, they think that they're superior, or they come over here and they believe because Dominicans, some of them, may have less than, that they need to feel sorry for them, or, you know, these people, these Dominicans that have less than you are in better spirits than you are. They have a better quality of life than you do. And this character that you bring as if you're superior and they're inferior to you is, to me, sometimes it's disgusting when I see it. Your character means a lot when you're coming over here to Dominican Republic and even other countries, because your character determines how the next person, American or white American or black American, whoever you are, your character at that point determines how they perceive the next black American. As myself, I'm a black American, so the way I behave and the way I carry myself determines how they may or may not perceive the next person that's coming behind me. And one thing that I want to do is I always want to leave a trail of good vibes when I'm in the presence of not just Dominicans, but anybody. Because I think as a black man, we already have this dark cloud and these preconceived notions about us, the way the media portrays us. And the one thing that I don't want to do is I don't want to corroborate those stereotypes. I don't want to play into those stereotypes, because I know for a fact that most black men are not like the American media portrays them. So, not to get too deep into that, but character is essential when moving abroad. So yeah, low cost of living is great when moving to Dominican Republic, but that's not the only test that you have to pass. You have to take it up 2-3 notches when living abroad. And I personally believe the only people who succeed that live abroad are ones who were successful or focused on success in their home country. Because you can't be a bum in America and think you're gonna be a shining star in Dominican Republic. It just doesn't work like that. Because in that case, why weren't you shining in America or in your home country? And make no mistake about it, I was a success in America by its own standards. So for people who think moving abroad is this sort of easy life, it's far from the truth. Simpler, but not easy. So until then, guys, remember, always keep your goals at the forefront of your mind. Always live in the present, because that's the only way you're gonna live your best life. And I'm out.